ఎస్ఎస్ఎన్ ఇచ్చిన ఎస్ఎస్ఎన్ 2 ఇచ్చి ఏమో నేను 4 ఇచ్చిన 10 ఇచ్చిన గుర్తులేదు. మరి ఏంది ఓపెన్ స్టడీ ఎప్పుడైంది? జనవరి 5th స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదా.
XML file again we have two servlets, first and second, and two URLs. First one is go and second one is welcome. Okay, so we have the welcome file which is index.html, and it has a text where the action is going to is being submitted to the go action, which is a URL pattern defined in web.xml file, and you are sending a username here. Okay, so let's go to source. So it is being displayed. So first time you come to index.html, you give your username and click on submit, the submit button. It will take you to the go, which is configured with servlet 1. That means first servlet. Okay, so here it is do get, and now see how are we getting the user, and we are getting it with the help of request object get parameter. We already know this, and we are printing it out. So in the console JSP. Next one is we are creating hidden form field value along with the go button and a form. So now if you see the input type hidden, name equal to you, name value equal to something, will be sent back as JSP, and then you can see that I'll show you how it is actually visible. So if you see there is a, we'll write another line.
అదే పేజెస్ డిజైన్ చేయమంటున్నాను అంతే. స్టార్టింగ్ కదా వరకు కొంచెం తక్కువే ఉంది. ఏదో నేర్చుకుంటుండే ఇంకా ఎలా ఇంటికి పోయినా బ్యాకప్ ఉంటుంది కదా. ఫ్రీ ఏమో ఫ్రీ. ఫ్రీ వచ్చి ఏమో వచ్చిన పని అయిపోయే వరకు చేస్తాను.
I'm just trying to
ఆఫీస్కి వచ్చిన వర్క్ అయిపోయే వరకు చేస్తాను.
show you a text box which takes the email
యాక్సెస్ ఇంక ఇదే అనుకుంటా. ఏమో వాళ్ళు డైరెక్టర్ ఆఫీస్లో ఆఫీస్లో అంటే డైరెక్ట్ ఆ రోజు ఎవ్రీడే వరకు సబ్మిట్ చేయాలని ఏం లేదనమాట. ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నాను.
Okay, so so now what we have done adding an input type, that's it, and then a hidden variable. So now if you can see this on the HTML but not this, because it is hidden, and but you can see the value also. That is what I'm trying to do. Okay, if there is nothing in the form, you will not see anything, just the go button. Okay, now after this page is rendered, you will see a HTML page where the form action is welcome. So the welcome URL pattern is mapped to second servlet, which is this servlet here, and he's overriding do get method, and again see he's sending back the username as a hidden value and getting it back again in the third servlet with the help of request.get parameter, as I have explained here. Request.get parameter. Okay, so that's it, guys, and he's printing here as hello and the name in the console. So that doesn't show anything about hidden fields.
ఏం చేయాలంటే 2 ల్యాప్టాప్లు
Let's run this and see how it works.
రెండు స్టేజ్లలో రెండు సిస్టమ్స్లలో వినపడుతుంది బయటికి. నా ల్యాప్టాప్ నా సిస్టమ్ ఉంటుంది కదా, నా సిస్టంలో వెబ్ క్యామ్ ఉంటుంది కదా, నేను కనపడతాను అనమాట. వాడికి పక్కన ఉండే సిస్టంలో వెబ్ క్యామ్ ఉండదు, వాడు కనపడాడు. కాకపోతే వాడు నా స్క్రీన్ మొత్తం చూస్తాడు. ప్రాక్సీ గాడు వాడికి వినపడుతుంది కూడా వాడు ఏం అడుగుతుంది అనేది. వాడు ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేసేవాడు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాడు కదా, వాడికి వినపడతాయి కదా ప్రాక్సీ గాడికి, కూడా ఆన్సర్ చెప్తాడు.
According to web.xml file, if you go to servlet 1, okay, so the control comes to servlet 1. Here, the username, we are getting it with the help of the name that is defined here in the attribute, and then we get the value. So after getting the value, what are we doing? We are saving it in a hidden variable, and we are showing as an text box, and then close. So here from the second page, you have another submission to the server, which is going to take you to welcome URL pattern. The welcome URL pattern is mapped with the second servlet. So what you have to do now, you have to get the name that is entered in the first screen to the third servlet. How do you get it? You get it with the help of hidden form fields. Okay, so
ఇది ఓపెన్ చేసిన లింక్ ఓపెన్ చేసిన వస్తుంది
యాప్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయి.
యాప్ నా దాంట్లో సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంది
చేస్తుంది.
Okay, so you give some name and then click on go. Welcome Blaze. Whatever name I've given, it is showing here. Okay, just come and see Blaze. Not sure. So this tag, there's no break statement. Okay. Now if you see when I click on, okay, that one I have forgot to show you. So welcome Nike is being printed because in first servlet you have this welcome slash, this n. But what about the hidden value? Okay, let's right click on it, go to view page source, and you can see the source actually. So if you see input type equal to hidden, name equal to uname, and value equal to Nike. So this is a form field which is under the under the hood or under the screen, behind the screens you can say, which is helping you to create the variable which can be sent back to the server if this form actually gets submitted. So in this way you can maintain the sessions using hidden form fields. You have any questions in this thing?
Me too.
Yeah, no questions.
What would be the actual reason? Why are we actually hidden here? Is this just to hide this value when it is going to the server?
It is okay. The purpose of this hidden form field is, I'll let you see. I have a diagram. See, the user entered something in the JSP here. Okay, now it goes to the servlet 1, and then we are again creating HTML and sending HTML back to the browser. So when a browser displays a HTML page, which is the second page, and you want to save and you want to get the username what is entered in the first JSP, how can you save it? What is the way that you can save it? Right, that is what we are actually trying to do.
Download the Square Cache App.
Okay.
And
So we are
download
getting
the
from the value.
Yeah, we are saving the value so that the user will not be getting to know about it. Like he'll not be seeing like whatever value is there every time on the screen. We don't do that, right? We'll have only one login screen and the login username will be used everywhere. So how it is done? It is done with the help of hidden form fields. If you're using the force technique, and sometimes but banking systems don't use this system because it is very very it is a very high security breach because you can't just send username and password along with the request and response object. They have different techniques, but if you're using any enterprise application in your company which is used internally, and then when you want to save the role of the employee who has logged in, you can use these kinds of things. Okay, so and the reason behind making it hidden is still you can see it. But as a user, no one actually goes and see the page source. So even if it's hidden in there, which is not visible to the user, we can get it with the next request object. So all that we are trying to achieve here is, we should, for the first point is, we should not show the username to the user on the browser, or it can be, say for example, role. The role is something which is configured in DB, and you don't want to show that on the screen, right? If you say if some user has a login as administrator, might be your role in DB would be just admin or AD. Maybe with that role you identify it. So if you want to maintain it across the session, you keep it in the input type hidden, where the user will not see what is admin or what is AD. So whenever you want to submit that to a servlet, if the hidden form field is there in your particular HTML page where you are clicking the submit, then that hidden form field will go as a request parameter to that particular servlet, and you can get it with the help of request get parameter and the name of that particular hidden type.
No, $5.
This is how you can use it. Okay, so now see this diagram. After after hitting servlet 1, when the response is sent back to the browser saying welcome user and the values are dotted lines. So here is the place where you are actually hiding the variables. And sometimes we used to set so many variables like 5 or 6. It depends on the requirement. We have not used any other technique. We have used hidden formula because it is easier to get the values when you want to get in the servlet.
ఇప్పుడా
చేసుకున్నా ఏమైంది మరి మరి ఏం చేద్దాం నీ ఏదో కొబ్బరి పొడి నేను తిన్నాను కొబ్బరి పొడి తిన్నా
Did it answer your question?
Yes, sir.
నాకు కారం అంటే ఇష్టం ఉంది కారంతో
So did you guys practice whatever we have discussed till yesterday?
Yeah, I practiced and the code is correctly executing. No problem.
That's it with servlet guys. I mean, with HTTP session tracking mechanism, we are almost done. We'll move on to JSPs. And then I guess we need to discuss about JDBC also, right?
Yeah, Aditya, actually a small question for me in yesterday's class. You wrote like a set content type as text/html, right? Without using that also we can print some data on the files, right? Using output.write function we can directly print data in HTML file, right? So what is the use of set content type?
Okay, I'll tell you. See, you can look at it here itself. See, this is exactly the line that you were saying. If the set content type text/html is not there, and you're setting some you want to print some value out.println welcome plus n. So what happens at this time? Your response will be sent as a simple text. You can't do any styling. You can't create forms. You can't create tables. You can't use any of the HTML tags. That means you cannot use session tracking mechanism. You cannot have submit button. You cannot have lots of things wherever you want to use HTML.
Yeah, actually earlier we used out.write function, right? In that we used h1 tags even. So here also we can use h1 tags with out.write function. Is it possible?
But the problem is you're not going according to the standard. If you say you are using h1 and you don't mention what is the content type, what is the response that you are sending back to the browser.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens like this. IE is not that smart like
Okay.
Chrome or Mozilla. If you don't give any closing tag, even if you're using HTML5, sometimes IE does not agree. It wants syntactically correct HTML pages. So for that reason, what we'll make sure that we give the maximum details of the development that we are doing. So the reason that we give response to set content type is you are saying that it will be a text file, but you have to render it as a HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, you are making sure that it is rendered properly. Otherwise, you will get a lot of problems. I know we use H1 and it rendered properly in Chrome, but
Yeah.
who knows, it may not work properly and you're not setting the content type correctly. And the other reason is, so now if you want to write a HTML page, you have to set the content type to text/HTML. In the same manner, there is another set type content type which is prominently used in most of the web applications, where you download an Excel file or download an XML file or a text file, anything.
Okay.
So there, what you do, you set the content type to downloadable file and the file name.
Okay.
Okay, so at that place it is very, very important.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got
Because the
it.
response will actually go to the browser. See, the response will, if you look at this diagram, the response, whenever it is going back to the browser, any arrow that is coming back to the browser from server, the browser actually reads the lots of metadata. I mean, we don't care about that, but the browser is very particular about it. The first one is whether the request, the response is success or not, and the next one is what is the request type that the user is sending back. I mean, the server is sending back, whether it is a JSON, it is a text/HTML, it is an XML file, it is a downloadable file, or it is just an image. Because whenever you browse online, you request so many things. So each and every item will have a content type. Unless you mention that, it will not be rendered properly.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
is the
it
print
has so much.
is the print
Yes.
function and write function are the same?
No. Print function. See, we don't have anything called out.write. We have just out.println.
We have out.write, right? Earlier we used
Out.write. We have not seen it. Writes an array of characters become
out.write string as the third one.
This one. Yeah, I guess you can use this also.
Okay.
You can add
Yeah.
some strings.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything less?
Use print
Reading
and
set
write.
rank,
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you the difference.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So, okay, tomorrow most probably we'll be discussing about JSPs. Will be done mostly tomorrow. We'll take a 2-hour session since it's Saturday for me, Saturday morning for me. I don't know, for you it would be Friday night, right? So is 2 hours okay for you? I mean, if it is okay, then we'll take for 2 hours, then we can finish off JSPs in one day, and then the next day, Sunday, we can take JDBC topic.
Sunday కూడా ఎత్తుందా?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, you don't need to tell right away. We'll see tomorrow how it goes. How is your pace? I mean, okay, and then we can decide at that point of time whether we can continue or then we can stop at that point of time. Okay. So tomorrow it will be JSPs, and the next day would be JDBC on Sunday, if you have no objection on that, so that we can move fast. And from Monday we can start struts also. Struts. Because after JSPs and servlets, it could be start with struts. Okay, any problem, any questions, just mail me or you can ask me anytime. Anytime in the sense,
Bye, Aditya.
whatever channels you have, just draft them. If you can't reach me by mail, just drop them in your notepad and then ask me whenever we
Aditya.
meet again.
చేసినావు కదా?
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. So I'm
Bye,
going
Aditya.
to stop the session. And,
Aditya.
thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good
Aditya,
day.
bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you, bye.
ఏమాదిత్య ఆడుకుంటున్నావు జనాలతో? మధ్యలో క్లాస్ అయిపోయినట్టు అనిపించి ఈరోజు